Shalom, and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is a recording of a Shabbat sermon with Rabbi Rebecca Schatz.
This is a Parsha of partnership. Machatzit HaShekel, the people and their community, Betzalel, Oholiav, and the physical structure of connection between the people and God, the people and the spiritual connection to Shabbat, leadership exemplified in Moshe and God's relationship, and then the partnership of Moshe with and for the people. However, one element of this Parsha that we often do not focus on are the emotions that led to the partnership of each of these pieces. Moshe, by the end of the Parsha, is extremely aware that the people have had temper tantrums because they do not really know God. They are only told to trust in a force. Machatzit HaShekel, back in the time of our Torah, and even today, a half shekel is not much money. In that time, it was probably what about $25 is for us today. So not nothing for those who are struggling, and yet not significant for those who regularly go to dinner or buy clothes. Each man had to pay as an army enrollment this machatzit hashekel. However, the Torah then goes on to say, machatzit hashekel truma ladonai. This half shekel was an elevated gift to God. So those going into the army had to also understand the connection to ritual sacrifice and divine relationship. The half shekel was shown as partnership between these men and God, a sign of devotion, of recognition and responsibility between human obligation and spiritual intentionality. God endows a special artisan to make sure that the most holy space and dwelling location for partnership between people and God is perfect and intentional for us and aesthetic. God singles out Betzalel, whose name literally means in the shade of God, and ve'amale oto ruach Elohim bechokhma uvitfuna uveda'at uvechom malacha. He endows him with a divine spirit of skill, of ability, and knowledge in every kind of craft. Physical space for connection and comfort of space for partnership to grow between the people and God. Following the creation of space, people need to know how to use it and why. So God reminds the people of the partnership in ritual and spiritual connection to Shabbat. Ushmartem et ha-Shabbat ki kodesh hi lachem mechalaleha mot yumat ki kol ha'oseh v'melacha v'nichrata ha'nefesh hahi mikerev ameha. You shall keep Shabbat, for it is holy for you. One who profanes it shall be put to death. Whoever does work on it, that person shall be cut off from among their kin. Shabbat is categorized as designated, as kadosh, separated out time for people for themselves, not for God. Where in other places in our Torah, Shabbat is for God, this time surrounding the thesis of partnership, creation, and kitisa, Shabbat is for the people. And there is punishment and reward associated because God recognizes this time as important and building relationships of humans and their spirituality. The explanation of Shabbat are the final words from God to Moshe before handing over the 2 tablets inscribed by God. Again, recognizing partnership. Moshe waited in God's presence while tablets were inscribed and gifted. Moshe came down from the mountain from a people who had lost faith in their partnership with God and with their leader Moshe. So they created a new leader and new faith in this golden calf. When Moshe came down, as we all know, Vayechi ka'asher krav el hamachane, vayar et ha'egel u'mecholot, vayachar af Moshe vayishlech me'ado et haluchot vayishaber otam tachat hahar. Moshe came near the camp and saw the calf and the dancing. He became enraged, and he sent away the tablets from his hands and shattered them at the foot of the mountain. The word vayishlach here is intentional. The tablets were not dropped. They were not thrown, but they were sent away. They were released. Moshe saw the people's release of faith in partnership in the God that had written this pact he was holding. And so Moshe, in his anger, released the physical creation of partnership. Ibn Ezra comments that Moshe was feeling jealous, that he saw how the people had given up on him and God, and he was jealous. So like the document of witness that these tablets were, Ibn Ezra teaches Moshe releases them, gets rid of them, as if he's tearing up a contract. Chizkuni believes that, again, to insert the emotion and feeling into this experience, that Moshe went numb, lost feeling in his hands, sending the tablets to their destruction. Chizkuni and Rashbam did want to make sure the readers knew that these tablets fell far enough away from Moshe's feet that he was not hurt, which I thought was a funny piece to share with all of you. Here we are, a people with an infrastructure for connection and partnership, buildings, laws, rituals, and yet it is clear that we do not feel it. We do not feel close or connected to God or our leader in this moment. After this event with the golden calf, both God and Moshe have what I would casually call a freak out. Emotions are running high and both express extreme measures of behavior, punishment, and force of connection. So instead of the people learning to lean in and appreciate the infrastructure, they remain scared and pushed away. The people only felt close to Aaron and each other, and Moshe only felt close to God. So if this is a Parsha of partnership, how will that be resolved? Panim el panim, face to face. God and Moshe have a relationship where they speak face to face, and Moshe realizes this too is what the people need. They need personal connection, partnership, and intimacy. The people need to feel that God is accessible and not just distant in wonders and beautiful buildings and written tablets. The people need individual attention and time, focus, and connection. Moses requests of God, Har'eni na et kvodecha. Let me behold your honor. Moses asks for God to reveal God's self fully to him, to be fully present, fully seen, fully known. Though God does not give Moses all that he wants, God recognizes the emotional connection to not only being set up for connection, but also feeling connected. Feeling valued in the partnership and seen in heart and in mind, and also through our eyes. The Talmud in a Midrash shares that when God passed by Moshe, revealing God's self, that the Holy One wore tefillin and showed Moshe that knot of the tefillin on God's head, which is worn on the back of your head. So what does this teach us? Moses did not get to see the entirety of God's physical being, but Moses did get to see practicing rituals and laws and important aspects of spiritual connection. Na'aseh v'nishma. Practice what you preach. Do as I do and not as I say. And many other idioms that remind us that connection and partnership are not just about rules or to-do lists and beautiful gifts or trips. Partnership and connection are about transparency and vulnerability and authenticity. Moses felt that after the people had been through that partnership between the people, that the people and God deserved them truly knowing that God took the relationship seriously as well. And God understood. So now it's our job to continue to partnership only through feeling. Moses' fate lit up, which is what I just shared with Bryden, when he came down the mountain after this experience with God, showing the people that he was changed and that the relationship was changing. That it was between them both and not transactional one to the other. His face lit up as an invitation to the people to find their own connection. We cannot, as I just taught Bryden, see our faces without a mirror, and the people reflected back to Moshe that which he also needed to feel. He needed a reminder of his leadership, and they needed a reminder of their potential for spiritual connection. May we all look into the face of those we love and see God and the potential to further our relationship with one another and with the divine.
You've been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast website or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information on Temple Beth Am, Los Angeles, please visit www.tbala.org.